don't... Oh, are we recording?
Now recording.
Why did he sound like he had such an attitude?
So I see that we have both Craig and Giark running.
Yeah, Giark doesn't take any shit, and
Yeah, he's like,
just wants
now
to be recorded.
recording.
Craig likes to drop out randomly because Craig is a flake. So
Okay.
All Craigs are flakes.
Let's see. I'm also gonna need an Ethernet cable.
and just like that,
okay.
Craig left.
I guess I shouldn't have talked shit.
No, it's cool. Giark is still here. Giark is a good boy.
Okay. So, right. Today's pregame question that I want you guys to ponder this, and don't read too much into it with relation to what's going on in the campaign. But I want to know what y'all's plans are. What is your character's theoretical will look like? What do they want to happen after they die?
Don't read too much into this, but
Wait, what do they want to happen in like the
their will,
immediate future,
yeah.
or like what do I want people to have if I pass?
Yeah, what is your last will and testament?
This question is irrelevant for Amul because before every engagement he cuts off a small portion of his pinky and leaves it on the ship.
That's true.
Jesus Christ, what a pregame question.
Hey, Bren, can you join
Yeah.
me in the sidebar real quick?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, this is a
Oh,
thematic
sure.
question. I'm not sure if others should know this yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Is the music stuttering for anyone else?
I can't tell. I think a little bit, but I can't tell.
Okay.
It could be just me.
Yeah, I can't tell if my connection or not.
It's pretty ominous music, though.
It is. You're about to get tickled.
No, he's about to get tickled. We're just about to go fucking ape on this monkey.
I don't know. You gotta watch out for burly half man right here.
Let's take a look at Burly Half Man real quick. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's got a chain gun and he's got like a Master Chief half Spartan outfit.
Yeah, well, you know what? Rooted got fucking time in the gravity chamber and metal muscles.
Have you ever seen the Kyle Hill video where he tries to actually
Kevin, we're
do
done.
gravity training?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll finish my
Pretty funny. Check it out.
my thing with Mike.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, I think ultimately would want to be returned to the network.
Ooh.
Whatever it would take for those around him to make that happen, they would probably give all the last of their resources to making sure that that was a possibility.
Okay.
And that's at the expense of anyone's life who would have to be lost in the process. They would kind of know going in that there's a chance that they couldn't come back.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
Cool beans. Thank you.
Now, Roy, I
Mhm.
imagine that this question makes Roy very uncomfortable, but I also think I can imagine what your answer is. What does
Well-
Roy want to happen after he dies?
Roy doesn't care.
Yeah.
Roy's a very rational, non-spiritualistic secular thinker, to use an organic term. So he doesn't really have any kind of desire beyond death. All of his thought and will is focused on not being dragged down by the organic death that his body will surely experience, because he knows that there's that situation that he's in isn't right, and he's being dragged into something that wouldn't be normally part of his whatever his existence is. He's experiencing something else's death, so he looks at it kind of just angrily, I guess.
No, I like that. That's a good answer. Yeah, I suspected that Roy's answer might be something along the lines of like he does not care what happens to his meat sack.
Yeah.
Aveline. I want to hear about Aveline.
So, I think this question would have mattered more to Aveline if she still had her staff, but she doesn't have it anymore, and she doesn't really have any family to, like, pass any of her stuff on to. So, I feel like
she has pseudo family on the ship.
Yeah, and that's basically where my answer is going to go. Like, if Aveline were to pass, I don't think she's done a legal will by any standards, but it's probably just an unspoken agreement with somebody like Otema that, like, most of Aveline's stuff would probably be distributed throughout the ship where needed, even though most of her stuff would probably be most suited for, like, the children. Like, they just get all of her memorabilia and
her video games.
Yes. Other than that, the only thing that Aveline would really care about going to the right place post-death is she'd want to make sure that the right people got Siva back, so Siva could be handed on to the next warrior.
Okay. That's fantastic. I really like that. I imagine Aveline's setup being like she has kind of like a cardboard box on her like bedside table with a sticky note on top that says "Open if I die," and then just like a wadded up piece of paper inside with instructions written in a probably like a Sharpie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that feels right to me. So, Kevin, yes, you said this question is kind of irrelevant to Emil because Emil can't die.
Well, Emil can die if he didn't plan well. But Emil doesn't because it's sort of a thing that's baked into his, like, pregame routine.
Okay.
What if there were to be a villain or a nemesis to Emil who knew where Emil kept his severed fingers or body parts and like got rid of those beforehand? What would Emil do?
That's a very good question. I don't know how Emil would. I think the thing I'm more confused about is.
Sorry, I missed that.
You're fine. The thing I'm more confused about is the idea of Emil having a nemesis.
I think that would be the most humorless, like, most just terrible person ever.
He's completely unsquishy.
He's just doing it out of spite. Emil
edges.
didn't even do anything to him. He's just like, he just hates Emil.
Yeah. He's just an asshole.
I imagine it's something where, like,
somebody who was affected, somebody who had a family die of radiation poisoning and like got a fucking
Vendetta against me. Oh my god!
I'm imagining it kind of like there is an episode of Flight of the Conchords where the two main characters have this neighbor who's like constantly harassing them for being New Zealanders. And it's like it gets to the point where it's like they should probably be calling the cops kind of thing, and then they finally stand up to him and talk to him about it, and they realize, oh, he doesn't hate New Zealanders, he hates Australians, and he forgot the difference. I absolutely imagine Emil's nemesis. Actually, it was not Emil who offended him, but he got the two mixed up.
Or just confused by the fact that Emil doesn't emit radiation, he absorbs radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruda.
So first, when Ruda dies, he's going to give all of his money to the Orphans for Luchadors fund.
Oh.
Which is like an entire planet dedicated to raising orphans as luchadors.
I assume there are a lot. Oh, okay. I thought it would be the children of luchadors who were lost.
No, it's just like turning orphans into luchadors.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh man, does Mendenshire have a role in this? Because I feel like you're giving money to Mendenshire.
No.
Gosh.
This is like a whole
Contribute to the charity. It'll help the children.
Oh, God.
Mendenshire also donates, but only enough that the AI tells him it will be good PR.
Right. Yeah, that's an actual charity organization.
All right. Sorry.
That Ruda happened to found. He started this organization. It's an actual organization.
Okay. I like that. Does he have any plans that he wants to happen after his death? Any what kind of funeral he gets, or anything he wants?
It's gotta be funeral.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely going to be a funeral. There's absolutely going to be a part where his body just gets flown into a supernova, all the way at the end, because he's got to go out with a bang.
Yeah. I could kind of imagine Ruda being the kind of person who he first heard metal 2 years ago, and upon hearing it, he immediately ran back to his room and wrote into his will and testament that he wants a heavy metal band playing at his funeral.
Yep. He saw that thing on Adult Swim, Metalocalypse. He personally wants to hire Metalocalypse.
We've come here to play a song for Ruda.
Yeah. Yes.
Explosion.
Precisely.
And I don't think he's made his mind up about his soul being transferred into another thing. Like most Elfin do. He hasn't made his mind up to it. He doesn't know how he feels about it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So that was a great warm up. Now, we finished the game with Roy and Hyakamaru barging into a room that has it's like a big science medical lab type room. Lots of big glass jars with green fluid and people floating in them type situation. You saw there's an observation deck, and through the observation deck you spotted Dr. Sydney up on the floor above you. Okay. Yes, that's what's going on in that side. And Roy had a rather emotional reaction to that. And then while Roy was barging into that room, Ruda had just finished sealing this door, and then somebody went through and unsealed it, and that person was revealed to be the Tickler, who is working with SportRiot. And helping their security team. And he started, having old time bonding with Ruda, at which point the captain in the power armor said, well, enough of this, and started pointing at his Gatling gun at you guys. So we're going to address that in a second, because I think that is the issue that affects most of the characters, considering that every person here is in line of spray of a Gatling gun. But actually, while that's happening, so Aveline, you're going to get a call on your headset, your internal communications channel, and I want to know if you answer it, and then if you do, we'll play out that conversation, but whatever happens will just be happening like in the background as your character is like, dodging between bullets and stuff like that.
Aveline, absolutely the type to answer a call in this situation.
Okay. Yes. The other relevant factor is that it is a call from Nox. Does that change your answer?
She's probably gonna like groan annoyedly, but she's still gonna answer yes.
Okay. So it's you get a kind of like holographic video feed in the corner of your vision, and you see Nox and several other members of his crew and of the Red Cap Society, and they're following through on the plan that you guys had set in place, which is leading a people's revolution. So he calls you, and I think there's probably like bullets flying overhead, and you can see lots of like helicopters and other aerial vehicles like flying around in the sky, and there's some like missiles shooting back and forth and stuff. And Nox gives you a call, and he says, "Hey, Av, just wanted to give you a heads up. We are currently, we just broke through the barricade to the outer complex of the SportRiot HQ. So I think give us another half hour or so, and we'll probably be in the SportRiot building." And he kind of pauses for a second and has to duck out of the way as some machine gun fire points at him, and he's now crouched under behind a like burned out car under a skyscraper, and he asks, "So how are things going on your side?"
Well, there's a guy here with a Gatling gun, so probably not fantastic, but probably not something we can't manage either. Sure.
All right, great. Well, good luck with that. Give me a call when things are gone on your side, and we'll keep the attention away. And as he says that, you see a stray missile from one of the helicopters collides into the building that he was using for cover.
Oh shit!
And a like piles and piles of rubble start falling down on him, and the video cuts off with that. Now at this point you're probably like dodging between bullets and stuff, but what does Aveline do at that point?
I think she probably hangs up the phone. She's just like, I'm not going to hold my breath. Nux is never on time for anything. But like in her mind, she's actually freaking out like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Okay, good. All right, well then, so Ruda, this very large man in a very large suit of armor has pointed a Gatling gun at you, and it started revving it up. What is your immediate response?
First of all, I have a question. Do I still have the severe consequence of covered in burn? Because I thought we got recruit.
No, so that would have been, at this point, that would have been reduced down to a, so I think the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say that is, no longer a severe consequence, but it is going to be a a mild consequence that doesn't go away until you get surgery or something to deal with it. So, how about stiff skin? I'm pretty sure that's something that happens when you get big burns and they heal. The skin is very tough in that area. So, yeah, let's give you the mild condition, the mild consequence, stiff skin, and then we'll get rid of covered in burns.
Okay. So Ruta's going to try to, as he fights off the captain, trying to save everybody else in the group from getting Gatling gunned. He's going to also try to convince the Tickler to just join them in the fight. That SportRiot is truly against him, and all the money in the world is not going to help his. Ruta knows that Tickler is just doing it for money.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to get Tickler on their side. What he does, to begin with, though, is he tries to run toward the captain with the flamethrower. And I think he's going to shoot his flamethrower, but while he's doing that, he's just so used to doing the flamethrower thing that he's an expert in handling it, and he's calmly having a conversation with the Tickler about, bro, what are you doing this for? We're both on the same side. I know I just ribbed you about having a sex change, but come on, man.
Hey,
don't you remember the arm wrestling that we used to do?
This is like when Kane and the Undertaker are fighting at first, and then they start teaming up against everybody else because they come in with chairs.
This blue ball son of a bitch is against us. You realize that, right? If you turned your back, he would Gatling gun you, just like he's trying to kill us.
Yeah, I think he says, yeah, man. Listen, I'm all about that 9 to 5, but honestly, I was thinking about putting in my 2 weeks notice anyway, so I'm not gonna let anyone hurt my man Sergeant Skull. Wait, Sergeant Dead?
Shit.
Sergeant Dead, son of a bitch.
Yeah. So I think that as you rev up your flamethrower, I think he ducks in beneath, and you see his very much like something you would see from Mr. Fantastic, from the Fantastic Four, or the Terminator from the second Terminator movie. You see his arm stretches forward and then morphs into a round shape, and it has formed a shield that he presses up against the front of the Gatling gun and starts deflecting the bullets that are now spraying out of the Gatling gun. I should note, this is not something he used to be able to do, and it is also not a normal thing.
Yeah,
it's not something that normal augments would allow him to do. It doesn't seem to be a piece of machinery that's doing this. It's something more biological in nature.
Bro, where'd you get that awesome shield? As he rolls flamethrower.
Yeah. So I imagine that he's kind of got his shield down low, and you're kind of flamethrowering over the top.
I'm imagining the journalist looks over and gives a "What the fuck is that?" type of reaction.
Yeah, he's gonna shout over the very loud commotion at this point that he actually got in from his corporate sponsors. But at this point, we're going to have to change from the that social scene to addressing the bigger picture of what's going on. You rolled a flamethrower attack, so let me roll. I'm gonna roll 2 attacks for the captain. So the first one is going to be. Yeah, the first one is going to be a ranged attack, and he's trying to get around the Tickler's shield. Weapons bonus 8, I'm pretty sure. Oh shit.
Ooh, that's
okay.
Nice.
Okay, I'm not even gonna bother rolling for the tickler. He successfully blocks all of the attacks.
Fuck yeah.
And then let me go ahead and roll for to get out of the way of the flamethrower. Okay. So the way he defends against the flamethrower is actually not that he is going to try to dodge it or anything. He's going to charge into it and try to block the muzzle of your flamethrower with his power armor.
Oh shit.
So it doesn't have room to spray.
Fuck.
Oh god.
So let's see how he rolled. This is against your 9. And his armor bonus is... Oh, this is elemental armor bonus, so...
Fuck. Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh, wow, he meant that. Oh,
Jesus
come on.
fucking
Hell.
Holy shit!
That charity's gonna be doing
Wow.
Well,
That's a 6 plus 6 plus 3. He beat your roll by 6.
Does that mean he counterattacks me?
Yes. Because he's in melee range, he can counterattack you. So...
time for all that
Yeah.
luchador training to come into play.
He's going to get an immediate,
it's gonna happen.
strong benefit, which he's going to cash in right away on his counterattack. And I think the benefit is, we're not going to bother coming up with a good aspect name for it, but I think as the flame comes out of your flamethrower, his hand reaches towards the front of the flamethrower and makes like a cup, and I think he kind of sprays some of that fire back at you, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it throws you off your guard, so you're not prepared for when he comes in, and he's not using any kind of melee weapon, he's just punching a power armored fist at you. So this is going to be a...
Catch your fist with one hand.
Okay.
Come on, Ruda.
So, yeah, he rolled an 11 against you. You can roll either melee to block it, or athletics to dodge it.
Can I roll tough?
That is what he rolled. You know what? Because it's a fist, and because you're a wrestler, I think that would be absolutely appropriate.
And the fiber and muscle weave, does that, like, the Titan weave, does that do anything here? Since it's a melee attack?
Let me check. I have it written down. I don't think that helps in defensive stuff. Okay, so you don't need to spend a fate point to use it. Which can be invoked on all acrobatics tests to represent your superhuman strength.
Oh, so I can, like, reroll acrobatics tests?
Yeah, or take a +2
fuck.
anytime you use your superhuman strength.
Okay,
and
I'll
it's
fucking do
free.
that. I'm gonna roll acrobatics.
No, you don't have to. In this case, I think it's actually, I really like the mental image of this just being a tough versus tough roll.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and, it's appropriate. You don't have to, it doesn't matter if it's acrobatics.
Okay.
What matters is the narrative element of it. Yeah, so I'll give you a +2 or a reroll, depending on what you roll. Whoa, Fadoofa.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we're going back and forth
Fuck
now.
it.
Ruda's
It's the battle of the Brown.
Okay, so here's what I will allow you. Yeah, you did very well. You can't counter a counter, but you can give him some kind of mild disadvantage for that. So what do you have in mind?
Puff your chest out at him and make him sprain his wrist.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, break his wrist.
Okay, that's great. So with a 2-shift bonus, I think sprained wrist sounds just about right. So I'm writing that down on his character sheet. Sprained wrist.
Ruda's like, bro, do you have any fucking clue who you're dealing with right now? You need power armor to defeat me? Get the fuck out of here.
Now, I think normally I would go on to somebody else's turn, but
Flicking them off all
specifically
fours,
because Ruda has 4 arms, I think it's appropriate that you punch him in the face.
4
Oh,
times?
hell yeah.
No, just you get a melee attack against you. You won't be able to use your sword, so we'll figure out what that bonus is. For now, why don't you just roll the melee skill?
Okay.
Okay, and he's gonna roll
Fuck.
with his melee skill.
Uh-oh.
Oh, actually, this should be.
Oh, you did punch a helmet. So.
Oh.
It dies.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
so
shit.
nothing good
What?
or bad happens.
What about Titan Weave?
Hey, can I do something?
Yes.
Because I want to spend. I want to spend a fate point.
Okay.
And I am invoking the aspect Eternal Optimist.
Yeah.
And I want to like pep talk Ruda.
Oh, okay.
And I want to come in like I want to run in. I'm going to like I have my like gun. I want to pep talk Ruda, be like, "We're not out of this yet, Ruda," and I'm going to like put my sniper rifle, use Ruda's shoulder as like a shoulder rest, and like pop him.
And this is particularly
straight.
fitting because that shoulder is attached to an arm that is holding the guy still.
Yes, and I'm
So your
going to
barrel is touching the guy.
touching the guy and popping him in the face.
I have a
good.
question, Kevin. I have a question for you. Do you think Emil has seen any of Ruda's and the Tickler's previous matches together? Like, is he a fanboy?
No,
That seems unlikely.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't think that Emil really follows like TV.
I have one channel that's like permanently set to like the woodworking channel, and occasionally I go on.
Wow.
Occasionally I go on like Space YouTube and watch like tutorials on how to build my newest Tamagotchi cat.
Very good.
But anywho,
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. That's great. So I'll give you either a reroll or a +2 on your roll. Actually,
Wait, doesn't Kevin shoot though?
do this, Emil. So go ahead and go to your inventory and roll your sniper rifle weapon. Before he does that, Ruda, you actually rolled a 10 because we were cashing in a bonus for that. So 10 does beat 8.
Nice.
That would be 2 shifts of damage, and then I think that because of your particular biology, I would allow that you have like a +3 bonus on your melee attacks, which is way more than most people. Most people, I think, have a +0 bonus with just their bodies. But his plate mail negates 8 shifts of physical damage.
does Ruda get a buff for me being like, yeah, Ruda?
I think that if you were making that your action, yes,
Okay,
but I think because your action is shooting him with the thing, are you you probably noticed from the interaction with Ruda's flamethrower earlier that this guy's armor seems to be a bit less resistant to elemental damage than physical damage. Are you going with your laser?
Yeah. Well, I was going with my laser anyway because I don't want to like. I don't want to.
You don't want it to
his ear out.
Oh, okay. On a success, it deals +5 shifts. So let me. This guy's going to. His only real option is to do an acrobatics roll, which he is not good at, and he's going to have a -2 penalty because of his situation. So he rolled an 8. You end up with 6 shifts total of damage versus his 8 shifts of damage. Or sorry, no, it would not be. It would probably be about 5 shifts of elemental damage negated. So I think you technically damage him a little but it's very little.
Well done.
Okay. Okay, so we are. So. I want to switch to some other scene. Before I do that, do you want to get involved in this fight, or wait until after we start the Roy fight and see if you want to be over there instead?
So I'd like to let Roy do what they're gonna do first, but I'm gonna take Samantha and run in the direction of that room if that door hasn't closed already.
Which room?
The one with Roy and
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then I think so. Aveline, are you going? Which group are you going with?
Aveline's just standing in the middle of the hallway.
Aveline's taking another call.
She probably is just sitting there like looking at TikToks or whatever.
But it's even better because she has a headset. I do think, or a mindset. It's internal. It's in her brain chip. I do think that I could see Aveline having a phone just for the accessory of it. But I think it's even better if she's viewing TikToks in her mindset, and so she's just kind of staring off into the middle distance and chuckling occasionally.
Like you guys look over like, Aveline, what do you want to do? And she's just doing the renegade.
I also really like the idea that it is normal for Aveline to be watching TikToks in the middle of a fight. Yeah, Aveline, which group do you want to go with?
I feel like Aveline's probably going to go with Roy's group, but only because the tickler is scaring the shit out of her, and she doesn't want to admit it yet.
Street Shark over here.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have this whole group up over here. All right. Now I want to switch over to Roy's scene at this point.
I have questions.
Yes.
So before Roy would have entered the room, I think he would have scanned the area first, like not with his drone or anything, but just like look at the details of the room. And I was wondering if you could tell me any of those. Like, is the glass between Dr. Sydney and myself, is it thick glass? Is there any kind of like control console or panel or voice boxes or anything in here? And also, more important question actually, how is that? I can't remember from the last match or from last game. How did Roy learn that Dr. Sydney was in there? Did he just like see her out of the corner of his eye? Or...
So you were scouting the north room, Hyakamaru was scouting the east room, and he sent you a screenshot from his video.
Okay. I thought that's what it was, but I thought maybe I was just making that up in my head to give myself a reason for running over here.
Nope.
All right, cool. So yeah, other questions.
Okay, so let me go ahead and kind of establish this room a little bit. So I'm not going to put in the full scenery for it, but I am going to put in some representative scenery. Okay. Let's see, here we go. Man-made furniture. Yeah, this works, I guess. So first things first, we've got some first, this room is like pretty sizable. Your characters are actually like much larger than they should be. Just to, be able to fit everything on the screen. So let's see. God damn it. Okay. So first things first, we've got a section down in the southern part of the room that has a lot of medical beds on it.
Mhm.
There are there's a couple tables with surgical tools on them, and most of the beds have some amount of blood and other fluids and stuff staining them and the area around them. One of them is occupied and has a person lying unconscious on it. The next thing that is going on is would this be under object? No. Statues, maybe? Here we go. This is what I need. Okay. So there is a
Nice little Chrono Trigger art asset.
Yep. So there is a big cylinder in one end of the room, and this is a it's like a pillar, and on all sides of the pillar are rows and rows of pods. Think very much like in a Matrix movie, the thing that that Neo wakes up in when he wakes up in the real world.
Harvesting tubes. Cool.
Yep, very much something like that. And then I think there is probably a table with some equipment. What do I have for a table? Well, that's not great, but it is what I have. So it's a little bit inappropriate. We've got a table over there with a computer and some equipment in that area, and oh, okay. This is good and really creepy. Let me go ahead and grab a couple things in front. Okay. Copy, paste, and let me go ahead and copy, paste. Okay. One, and there. Okay. In the corner, you see a bunch of bodies wearing not scrubs like a doctor would wear, but the kind of clothes that you wear when you visit the hospital. Those little surgical gowns. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the ones that are open in the back.
Yeah, there are a handful of people wearing those clothes, standing. Well, no, lounging in the corner of the room. Some of them are kneeling. Some of them are leaning against the wall. Some of them are lying on the floor. None of them are responding to you, and on the few that you can see their faces, their eyes are open and they're just staring into the middle distance, unmoving.
Oh, that's creepy. So they're kind of just like hosts from. Or they would look like hosts from Westworld that are just turned off, or yeah, that's creepy.
Then there's this section on the end of the room. There is a so there's 10 feet worth of just wall, and then starting 10 feet up, there is glass paneling that goes another 10 feet up to the ceiling. You don't know how durable this glass is, but can you roll some kind of just like knowledge? Roll education for me.
Okay.
Okay,
Hey.
perfect. Yeah, so you know, based on the type of facility this is and the level of grandioseness, that you can infer that it's probably transparent steel, which is it's not glass. It's not going to shatter like glass. It is transparent. It has the texture of metal. So you can break through it. In I would say getting through that is going to be no more difficult than getting through the armor of that guy who's wearing power armor.
Gotcha.
You can get through it. You're just going to need to hit it hard.
All right. I guess so. Is there any kind of communications means or?
There is. Yeah. So I think there is a microphone array in the room that, you know, you can guess that upper floor is an observation chamber. The people in this room are not really supposed to the people in this room do not have any kind of power relationship with the people above. The people above have all the control. So they have microphones and they have speakers. They can hear what you're saying, probably.
Okay.
Also, yeah. Definitely.
All right. So Roy walks into the room and eyes the strangely stiff but somewhat alive-looking people in the corners of the room, and without really saying anything to anyone, he sends his disk drone over to perform a scan on this device. But he's regained his composure after that emotional outburst in the hallway, and he walks into the middle of the room, and I guess just assuming that, whoa, I'm underneath him. And assuming that Sydney can hear him, he just looks directly at her and says, "Do you remember me?"
Yeah. So I think as you charge into this room and all of this starts, yeah, she has a clear look of recognition, and then. Yeah, so I think that when you entered the room, she saw you and had a look of recognition, and then saw Hyakamaru, and you heard her over the speaker gasp and say "Oh no."
Oh shit.
And when you ask that, she says, I believe I do. And I think that's then she'll wait for your response.
Roy says, "Good. What am I?"
Okay, so she is, because you have not immediately started shooting at her. I think she has regained a little bit of her composure, and she's pacing back and forth in front of the console, and she says, "You are one of our test subjects that I worked on during my tenure at my previous company. And let's see. I think she is going to, because at some point I'm going to need you to roll. But I think before that, I think she says, how much do you know about what you are?
Roy walks over to this guy standing right here, grabs him, and puts his gun up to his head and says, I'm the one asking you questions right now. I am not your creation. What am I?
Yeah, okay, so I think this pauses her for a second, and you can see her doing some like mental calculations, and then she says, all right then. First off, you very much are my creation, but you can let the subject go. I'll answer your questions. You are you know what? I want never mind. I'll just talk.
Okay.
You are an experiment to see if it would be possible to implement a non-organic intelligence inside of an organic body using a reverse apotheosis. You were a successful experiment, and we moved on to future tests. And with that, I think she shrugs.
Roy's gun is lowering away from the test subject's head. And he says, was your former employer Red Corp?
So when you say that, I think she looks directly at Hyakamaru, and there's a few seconds of them, like, holding tense eye contact with each other, and then she very slowly says, yes. And I think you hear a little quiver in her voice when she says it.
Your voice is shaking. There was someone else. Who did this to me? Not who pulled the trigger. Who loaded the gun?
She shakes her head. She says, it's, I was given orders from my superior at Red Corp. I followed the orders. I can't tell you who owns Red Corp or what other entities might be pulling the strings thereof. And I think that she... I think she and Hyakamaru still have their eyes locked together, and Hyakamaru is slowly lowering his hand to the hilt of his sword, and Dr.
Roy doesn't see any of this, by the way. His drone is still examining this, so that's all happening behind his back.
Yep. Dr. Sidney looks at you, Roy, and so question for you, Zai. Was Roy a name that he picked for himself, or is that some kind of official designation?
Roy is not a name he picked for himself. He doesn't know where that came from. He just... Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I only have 2 more questions for her.
Yeah. So I think she is going to... Her eyes go wide, and she says, oh, you know what? I like this. Subject R07. I will give you any information you want if you protect me from that man. She says, her voice shakes, and she is looking at Hyakamaru.
Roy's gun fully lowers from the test subject, and he's no longer interested in them. And he's slowly turning to look at Hyakamaru out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, I think he's still Hyakamaru bouncing on his heels, and
he's still keeping his attention on Sydney, though.
Okay.
And also Roy's other hand starts to go toward his own hilt, but he's still keeping eye contact with Sydney. next question he says is, so I was right. There is someone or something pulling the strings. Why can't I remember anything?
Okay. At this point, I think Hyakamaru jumps up I think he does 2 jumps. He jumps and in one leap reaches the wall over here, and then and then his feet bounce off of the wall, and he rebounds towards the window that Dr. Sydney is standing in front of. You have about a quarter second during which this time period this happens. What do you do?
I'm gonna blind Hyakamaru with divine light.
Oh, okay. You're
and
like blinding him with it?
Yeah, so I mean, Roy's not going to haul off and just shoot Hyakamaru like right off the cuff immediately, because he also wants to figure out what the fuck he's doing and why he's all of a sudden changing his behavior. So he doesn't want to kill him, but he wants to stop him from doing whatever he's about to do, which Sydney obviously thinks he's about to do something violent towards her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, I tell you what. So roll resolve. Okay, fantastic.
Nice.
Hey.
Ew.
Okay, yeah. So Hyakamaru is going to have the
Hyakamaru, what are you doing?
condition blinded. And I think that he doesn't like fall to the ground. He drew his sword during that rebound jump, and as soon as he is you blind him about as he reaches the window, and I think in a last second maneuver, he turns his sword around and stabs his sword into the window, kind of like a climbing pick. His sword is positioned in this metallic clear material in such a way that it is preventing him from falling, while he tries to get his eyesight figured out. And I think he's going to shout back at you, Roy, this is the woman that did this to me. This is the reason I have never felt a human touch in my life, and I'm going to finish what I started.
That's all good and well, Hyakamaru, but I'm not done with her yet.
Can I interject?
Yes.
I would like Mate to run up underneath Hyakamaru. Gosh. And
that's the name too.
yeah, I'm just like, hey, is that Chakamaru? No, that's rude.
Hey, come on.
No, I actually really liked the CH spelling of it, because it very much does sound like the Hebrew CH sound.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And I want to use my extendable arms to kind of boost him up to the glass.
Oh, you're helping him?
Yes, I would like to aid him up.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Mate, what are you doing?
Yeah, so as you do this, I think he has, yeah, so I think he was kind of looking around like he was trying to find his next route, and as soon as he feels something under his feet and it doesn't immediately grab him and pull him away, he draws his sword out and does 3 lightning fast slashes that cut a triangle out of the wall and jumps behind it. You can just barely make out him in the room with Dr. Sidney. Okay, Roy, how do you respond to that?
So, I think Roy has given up on communicating with either Hyakkimaru or Mate at this point, and he uses hard light object to surround Dr. Sidney.
Wow. Okay. I can dig it.
That's very good. That's a very good non-aggressive move.
He does it as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Because Hyakkimaru's sword is scary.
Yeah.
Should we switch back over to ours?
We're going to in just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to reveal the rest of this area for cinematic purposes. And okay, so
Birdman.
with that, you actually, I think Hyakkimaru was so intent on Dr. Sidney that he didn't notice the other man in the room, and you hear a bellowing, commanding shout of "Enough!" And Hyakkimaru goes flying back into this room.
Homie got shouted out the room.
And slides against the floor. You see an avian man walks up to the window, and you just barely catch a hint of a like a tentacle kind of thing retracting back into his back as he does so. And I think he's going to say, Dr. Sidney, these individuals seem to be a liability. Perhaps this would be a good opportunity to try out our test subjects. He says that with a question mark at the end, and she's rattled. She was I think like seated on the floor, but she stands back up, shakes her head, and Roy, how close did you make the hard light shield around her?
So she's basically in a rectangular box, like the size of a coffin, I guess.
Oh, okay. Then I think she just gives a nod to her, the man standing next to her.
I think Roy would say something like, "Other test subjects? What are you talking about? How long do I have? Sydney, answer me."
He is going to step forward and press a few buttons. You get so Roy would feel this, and Aveline would absolutely see it in the warp. There's some kind of signaling traveling through the warp, and you see all of these figures step forward, and Aveline, you just now realized that every one of them looks identical to either Darak or Ire.
Oh, fuck.
Well, geez,
I was
okay.
wondering about the crowns.
Yep. And so they're not literally wearing crowns, but I wanted to reuse the sprites that I was using for the other guys.
Do they literally look like that, or is there warp shadow that's looking like that?
No, they're physical bodies. They are identical clones of Darak and Ire. They walk forward, and give me just a second. This scene is going to end here. The one who was on a medical bed also sits up, and
It's like right next to Roy.
Yeah. So okay, let me go ahead and do this and.
Oh god, they're not gelling together to become an Akira monster, are they?
Oh, please.
Well, not yet.
Oh, I hope they do. I
Oh,
hope they do.
God.
That would be awesome. Bryn, this is your chance to make it happen.
I mean, I could.
All of a sudden, Sydney's just a splat on the ceiling and dripping down.
Okay. You see them step forward, and as they
Oh fuck! I wasn't
as
that
they
far off.
stand up, you see like as their legs are straightening, you also see other appendages moving out of their body. They're vague, generic appendages. They're of this like gray pseudo-fleshy material. And that is where we're going to end that scene. So
For fuck's sake.
let's go back to Ruda and Emil.
Wow. What the hell of a scene.
Yeah.
So this is all, we just traveled back in time because this entire thing took a while, right? So we're traveling like back in time a few minutes to like...
Did it happen at the same time?
A couple minutes,
Okay,
yeah.
3 to
So
5 minutes.
so they were. I think that when the firefight started, these people retreated into that room. So the firefight has been going on while that was happening.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, neither side has made any progress, and you have this interesting scenario where Ruda and the Tickler are both kind of blocking off this sergeant in power armor, and then Emil and the other guards are kind of trying to shoot over the top, and you've created an almost like a weird version of a pipe wall.
Shield wall!
Pressing against each other. Neither of you has been able to press forward any momentum yet. How do you guys want to do something to change this situation, or do you want to just keep fighting? Because I think right now the dominant thing that is determining this situation is the fact that you guys are fighting in a doorway. If you back up, then you would open it up to fighting in the hall, where there is a lot more movement, and it would change the nature of the fight. Or you guys can keep fighting in the doorway and have it be this frantic, ultra cramped quarters.
Does anyone have a grenade or grenade-like thing?
I have
It's
a
a shame
grenade
I'm in the other
launcher.
room.
Oh, I forgot you have a grenade launcher.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just like Inglorious Bastards logic. Go
Alright,
fight in the fucking basement.
Ruda, Tickler, on my command, stand back, and I'm gonna be like 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, yeah, they Ruda, do you comply?
Ruda immediately jumps out of the way. Do I need to roll acrobatics?
Nope, you're good.
I am specifically aiming at the ceiling directly above them to hopefully
Nice.
collapse it, and or if it's a grenade, so it'll blow them up too. But
Okay.
Cool shot.
Go ahead and roll your grenade launcher for me.
I feel like there was a good grenade launcher moment.
That's a shame.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your grenade launcher for me, and then depending on how well that roll goes, we'll see what happens.
No way,
It
no
was
way.
just up a little bit. Okay. So with a 9, I think that with a 9, what I'm going to say is you're going to injure all of them, and you're going to cause some rubble to fall down on them, but you're not going to cause a total cave-in.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to bump that up a little bit by spending some fate points?
Yes.
Okay, so your weapon aspects are arcing, single fire, and explosive. I think you can invoke explosive to really justify caving in that room. And also, I mean, I think the hallway has like an informal aspect called like cramped or something like that. So,
Right.
Do you want to do 1 or 2 fate points?
Spend 2. I just want.
Okay. Heck yeah. So you spend 2 fate points. That's going to bump you up to a
Shit.
from a 9 to a 13. And let me go ahead and just do 1 generic roll with a +2 bonus to see their average athletics to dodge. Oh shit. Okay. So okay. Yeah. So I think that they are going to Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that they had the choice between either taking damage or either taking damage and breaking out of the doorway, or resisting damage but being stuck where they were, and they took the opportunity to push into the room. So, yeah. So, all of the soldiers are injured. So let me give this guy like Oh, you know what? The soldiers I can just use squad rule 4. Okay. So the soldiers are all injured, and the big officer guy also took a little bit of damage. The officer guy pushes forward, and with his power armor, he can easily like bully his way into this environment. He's going to push Ruda to the left side of the hall. And then his men are going to close in and push the tickler towards the right side of the hall. Emil, do you want to go with Ruda or the tickler?
Ruda.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Ruda, how do you want to respond to this? You're being pushed back, and it seems like this guy's big thing right now is that he's trying to take you and Emil out of the equation while his men finish off the tickler and then pincer attack your buddies. How are you going to respond to that?
I think I'm going to try to keep getting at him with the flamethrower.
Okay, you're not going to use your sword?
Well, you said he has armor that's resistant to physical.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Right?
Kakamaru cut through that wall, and you said that the wall is the same thing as the armor, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try the sword and see what happens.
Yeah, so Kakamaru's sword is a monomolecular blade, which is it's the same kind of sword that Aveline has. It's like its special trait is that it pierces, it cuts through things.
What's Ruda's sword type?
Ruda's sword has the special trait that it is like huge.
Yeah, it does like crushing damage.
Yeah, but I think that I think you have a good point, Ruda, that the flamethrower element is gives you an advantage. So
But they have elemental armor.
No, he has physical armor that is weak against elemental damage.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the other way around earlier.
Okay, so
My
go
bad.
ahead and roll. Oh yeah, go ahead and roll flamethrower for me.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Okay, I wanna check something real fast. Spacefare, click, and okay. Yeah, I've been doing this guy's armor wrong the last time. So yeah, this time I think when you spray the flamethrower at him, he is going to try to dodge out of the way, and the big thing here is if you completely, yeah, okay, he's gonna try to dodge out of the way. Oh wait, no, that should be a +2 if it negates. He rolled a 10. That's pretty high. Do you want to invoke something to give him disadvantage? He has
a sprained arm, like a sprained hand, so like being able to maneuver out of the way is a little harder.
He's also wearing armor that has the clunky aspect. So you can invoke that. I think you invoked the sprained wrist earlier. It's still there. You just don't get a free invoke on it.
Did I? I thought I caused the sprained wrist, but I didn't invoke it.
You did. Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you a free invoke on the sprained wrist and the clunky armor. So the sprained wrist, we can say, puts you up to a 13 roll, and the clunky armor, he rolled a 10, which I think is high enough that it makes sense to just do a reroll. So oh damn. Oh! Okay. Sorry. Okay, so he has a 9 versus your 13. You do +6 damage, and he has 2 shifts of elemental defense. So you are at 19 versus his 11, so 8 points of damage. That's pretty substantial.
Nice. He's a charred little shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah. So along with the damage that he took before, he's in a pretty rough place. So I think I'm going to roll. Before I have you guys counterattack, I think I'm just going to do a basic okay. Okay, I'm doing a basic 2d6 versus 2d6. The first represents the guards, the second represents the tickler. He was able to take the better half of his engagement, and I think that you see, as you look through the flames and around this big hulking armored man that's blocking the hallway. I think you see the Tickler combining some like wrestling moves with these new like Terminator 2 style appendages that he's able to form new arms with and turn them into like razor blades and stuff like that. So yeah, so he's doing like some lariats.
Does he suplex one of them?
Yeah, I think he suplexes one of them, but then as he goes down, he has a tendril come out of his back and press against the floor, so that he can immediately flip back onto his feet afterwards.
Oh wow! Nice.
Yeah. So and then he shoots a couple more tendrils out, and he's not eviscerating these guys. They've got good quality armor and very nice solid weapons, but he is getting the better handle of them so far. Emil, why don't you go next? Do you just want to go for damage, or do you want to do something to change the situation?
I'm very bad at this range, honestly. So I might try to like slip through to the end of the hallway.
Okay.
And I slip past.
Well, he's specifically trying to push both of you into the elevator and pin you against the end of the wall. So he's doing some like football player type tactics. Why don't you roll athletics?
Try to slip past him.
Yeah, and he's also going to roll athletics. But
can you like turn yourself
has that
squishy or anything?
Armor that is going to give him a disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh
Jesus. Might have been a bad plan.
Is your athletics one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, oof. Medusa.
Can I aid in that at all?
Get back to science class, nerd.
Can I give Ruda? Can I have Ruda give him like a personal training tip or something that like invigorates him?
Yeah, no, I really like that. And I don't know that we have an aspect for you for that. Can you give yourself a personal aspect called personal trainer?
I'm a gym rat.
Oh yeah, you are. You're a gym rat. Okay, yeah. I think Emil tries to slip in under this guy, and the guy just yeah. I think he reaches an arm down and presses it against Emil's back, and then just keeps pressing until Emil is like pinned against the floor. Why don't you go ahead and re-roll acrobatics?
Okay, right. That's better.
That is much better.
So I think with a 9, you manage to wiggle out from under his arm using your squishiness and come up behind him. You were not able to like get seamlessly through the hall, but you do. You are now between the two groups.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is a good place to switch back to the other group to see how their fight starts. Yeah, I think. So first things first. Anwar is going to form kind of a body shield in front of Samantha, and he just has his submachine gun in one hand, and oh, you know what? Ruda, he was doing great sword training with you, right? Over the last break?
Who's that?
Anwar?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, instead of his combat knife, he has a submachine gun in one hand and a greatsword in both of his left hands. Okay, and he's not charging forward. He's mostly just trying to maintain a perimeter around Samantha. Aveline, I want to know what you do here.
I feel like Aveline's definitely pulled Siva out at this point, but she's for sure hesitating and waiting to see what the rest of the room does, because she doesn't want to attack these people.
Oh, interesting.
Like, she knows she might have to, but she really doesn't want to.
See, this is something I had not considered. I honestly was not expecting you guys to be particularly empathetic to the clones.
Well, they are, but...
Yeah.
Aveline, unsheath your blade. We're not getting out of this without violence.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up behind Roy and pull his gun arm back up, and then train my gun on the one that's in front of us, and then just say, well, you know, it doesn't really matter if we kill him anyway, right? And then just start dumping.
Fucking so good.
Shit.
Okay. I want you guys to both roll shoot. And I'm gonna have this guy roll... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You guys both roll shoot. I'm gonna have this guy roll defense. Oh, fuck. Okay?
Ooh.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. All
God
these people
damn.
should die.
We're going to use the higher of your two rolls. So essentially you guys are doing a joint attack, and the way I'm going to handle this is you guys both roll. We'll use the higher of your two rolls, and then we'll combine your weapon bonuses. So,
Okay.
Roy, you go ahead and give me a roll, and
Yo,
Oh,
you
yeah.
meant it too.
Jesus.
holy fuck.
The robots are on a fucking rampage.
Oh, why? I don't know why it said attack with my beam saber, because I definitely clicked the gun roll and then
Oh,
clicked
and
shoot.
it still did it do it as like a melee?
It's fine. Okay, so I think that your ranged attack is 5. I think.
Oh,
Come on.
maybe, yeah, we have to put that one away. Or we can use it for a move that I was gonna do before this move. Well,
Hold
after
on.
this move is done.
Okay,
But,
yeah, your shoot is 3. Your melee is
Let me try again.
3.
There, that's my gun. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Still, that's good.
So,
This is my
Um,
beam saber, this is my gun.
Yo.
so either way, you're looking at a roll of 12 and then double 6s for damage. So 12 plus 12 versus his 9 plus 3. Yeah, I think that you I think that it starts by you guys like shooting him in the head, and you see his body repairing itself, and the hole like closing up, and then he starts standing up and moving towards you. But as you just continue dumping lead into him, you see his body keeps trying to repair the holes, and every time it does, the like gray matter that makes up his tentacles is diminishing and shrinking in on himself. And after like 15 seconds, he was never able to get his footing. And you completely, it looks like he uses up all of the gray matter in regenerating himself, and then he's not able to regenerate anymore, and he just
Ooh.
falls dead.
Yeah, he's
That's
Piscatty.
That's real nasty.
Okay,
Dang,
that's
wonderful.
fantastic. That was dope as hell. Okay, so Hyakamaru is on the floor, and yeah, I think what happens is he sees these guys coming at you, and he gives a quick glance at you, Aveline, and then he looks away and immediately runs back to rebound off of this wall and jump back in through the hole he made in the window.
God damn it.
He is driven.
Yeah.
She still has hard light object on her, right? I don't remember having retracted that.
Yeah. How long does that
I'm pretty
last?
sure I said that you need to concentrate in order to maintain that.
Well, I haven't. Well, I guess that move with mate does count as me breaking that concentration.
Well, you know
Oh,
what?
sure. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, it's fine because what happened?
No, you did on
is,
purpose, murderous.
As
robot.
he jumps into this room, I think Dr. Cindy screams, and then she stumbles backwards. And Mr. Gold, by the way, is anybody in this crew the kind of person that would do their homework and like read the bio files on the SportRiot like major VIPs?
Roy
I mean,
would.
Mate
Roy's an
definitely
investigator.
would, but mostly
Roy
by
would know.
passing.
Yeah, mate probably too.
Okay, Mate and Roy, you two recognize the man who is now standing at the window as Mr. Gold, who is the CEO of SportRiot.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And as Hyakamaru jumps through the window, the lady stumbles backwards, and Mr. Gold actually reaches out a hand to like catch Hyakamaru's sword, and tentacles shoot out from around his arm and wrap around Hyakamaru's sword.
Oh shit!
He's
He's gonna lose those arms though. His sword is very sharp.
Yeah. But you can if you grab like a sharp knife from the back, it can't cut you.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I think this was like a calculated risk of how to minimize the damage from that sword. So yeah, those two are engaged in deadly mortal combat. Aveline, you've got 4 Dorachs and Ires now closing in on you and Anwar and Samantha. What do you do?
I'm just gonna go for it.
Roy told you to pull out that sword.
Like, I feel like... No, because... The only reason Aveline is attacking right now is because Siva is, like, screaming at her that she has to do something.
Okay, I love that. That's great. And I also kind of imagine Aveline attacking with a, like, ooh, I'm really sorry.
Oh yeah,
God,
absolutely.
that hurt.
Like, she's just wincing she's wincing every time she slashes. Like, it's bad.
Yeah. Okay, for what it's worth, one of the things you notice pretty early on is that I think well, we're gonna have you roll in a second, but at some point throughout this fight, let's say you like cut off one of their arms, and you immediately see this gray matter start oozing out of the stump to reform the arm. The creature does not scream or seem to have any emotional reaction. It's still just completely dead-eyed, blank-faced.
Gross.
And yeah, so why don't you go ahead and you roll with your sword.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have this guy roll to defend. Okay. I want to see what I wrote down for armor piercing. Rules, special aspect, armor piercing. Oh, this weapon ignores physical armor. Okay. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Holy shit. I think
God
that's the
damn.
highest number
Okay.
anybody can roll. Now, you could spend a fate point to try to,
Wow.
yeah, you could spend a fate point to force him to re-roll by using one of their aspects. Or you could, just accept this as a, for like, narrative reasons. What do you want to do?
I had a thing that I still wanted to do.
I just want to resolve this attack.
Yeah, no. Like, I just accept. I don't think Aveline has a narrative reason to try and...
What about her own
Fantastic.
life?
Okay, so
These
it
things
is
are
going
combat.
to it is going to attack against you. This attack represents the four of them together.
Oh, God.
In this big melee with you and Anwar and the four of them. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I need you to roll defense, but you don't have to roll particularly high. You can roll either melee or acrobatics. Or resolve, I think, if you want to try to teleport away.
You said resolve if I want to teleport away?
Yeah. Okay.
Damn.
So,
Yeah,
do you
fuck
want
out
to
of
just
there.
be working
Bye.
around them within this room, or are you, like, retreating?
Retreating.
Okay, are
I've
you
probably
retreating?
stepped further back and I'm closer to Anwar now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, Roy, what did you have?
So Roy, I don't think that Roy is going to immediately go to try to help Hyakumaru.
Or stop Yakimaru.
And he looks at, well, he needs to find something else out from Dr. Sydney before whatever happens to her. He looks at Mate and says, I don't know what you were on earlier, but I cannot let him kill her yet. I need to find more information out from her. I need to know how long I have. And with that, I'm going to invoke the aspects of free running and segmented coherence. And I am going to, since this is an enclosed area, I'm going to run along the walls here, whipping out with segmented coherence against all of these guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so go ahead and make a weapon attack.
All right. High roll again. Come on, let's do it. Beam Saber.
And because you're attacking the whole group of them at once, I'm treating the whole group's attack health as just like one thing. But because you're hitting multiple of them, I'll just double whatever damage we come up with.
Yeah. Word.
Oh, Jesus. These enemy rolls today.
They're really trying.
Yeah, still, you dealt damage, and you did 3 total shifts of damage, which is going to be doubled. So 6 damage to the crowd.
And then I'm going to repeat the line. I'm going to shout at Aveline again. Say, Aveline, get a hold of yourself. Ready your blade.
Okay. Mate, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I just yeah, I'm actually kind of
She's freaking out, man.
I'm actually getting peeved with Roy right now because Roy's giving me a lot of really conflicting information. And at this point, I think my understanding of our friendship is kind of overriding the new prime directive he's provided me. So I'm gonna reach into my my like special like leg pouch, like RoboCop style, and pull out my grenade. And I'm just gonna toss it over at the group instead of tossing it into the room with Mr. Gold and the lady.
Oh shit! I'm glad I said something. If that was a fucking option, goddamn.
Yeah, because the grenade was going in there.
Another grenade. This is the game of grenades.
Did you know that we had a grenade?
Okay, the name of this. The gang finds their grenades.
I really like the image of Roy is running along the wall and doing all these cool acrobatic attacks. Meanwhile, Mate is just holding a grenade up and like looking up and then looking over and then looking up and then looking over.
There's an Anchorman aspect to this.
Mate
had a grenade.
Mate is very casual about this.
Now, Mate, something to consider. Your friends are also in this area.
Okay.
That'll be all right.
Okay.
Roy straight up told me that organic life is not important. So I'm very much so taking that to heart right now, and a part of my motivation of wanting to clear this room is so that he can get whatever information he needs so that we can wrap this up and get home, because Mate is getting very bored of this.
I mean, before this happens, how powerful is this grenade? Is this like...
I don't know. You probably chose a real shitty place to parkour over to. I'm tossing the grenade.
Okay.
Do it.
Go ahead and roll.
We're gonna use acrobatics to try to dodge that shit.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if we have a grenade weapon in there for you.
Yeah, I thought we put one in. Yeah, we sure did.
Right.
And I can use one after every long rest.
Yeah, you've got a guy.
Do I roll that under melee or shoot?
I guess shoot.
Damn.
Nice.
Yep, now let's see how these guys roll. Holy shit, the rolls!
Damn! What the fuck is with these guys?
An impenetrable fortress of enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm invoking a I'm gonna use my fate point because this is straight up. I'm throwing this grenade with the intent to destroy organic life.
Let me come up with some aspects for these guys, and you tell me which aspect you want to invoke to make them reroll.
Nanite grenade.
We've got remote intelligence. We have imposter. We have alien tech. We have zomboid. I think we have mindless. And we have horde. What do you want to use?
I'd probably use horde to get them to
that makes
roll.
Sense with a grenade.
Yeah, and it's just whatever their, hive mind is getting them to do would work.
Okay, they still rolled pretty decent, but you distinctly rolled higher than them. So you have. Can
I also invoke an aspect? So I am going to use the aspect that I got from Roy of I choose violence.
Yes,
and
fantastic.
have that go. Yeah, so I just would like to bump the roll with that.
Okay, so that's going to put you up to. You rolled a 14 plus 4, so 18, versus their 11 plus 3, so 14. So you have 4 shifts, and just like with Roy, because you're attacking a crowd and your attack hits multiple of them, I'm going to double that. So
cool.
That is 8 shifts, and can you roll just a plain 2d6?
2d6
/ roll 2d6. This is just a luck dice. Okay. Okay. Here's what happens. So, Your grenade goes to kind of the back half of the crowd over here-ish.
Can I invoke an aspect on this?
Are you worried about the blow up?
I want to maximize the damage on them and cast hard light object in a cone in a dome around them.
Oh, we're doing like the Final Fantasy. You cast reflect, and I cast the magic at you.
Fuck yeah!
That's interesting. Okay.
Also, Morgan, that's perfect.
Okay.
I mean, I that's not to say that I would get it all the way down. There would probably still be some blowback.
Okay. How about this? I won't make you roll for this because I really like that. How about you don't get a full sphere around them? You get a hemisphere that covers it covers this part.
Yeah, that's something that Roy would do more, because there's more physical things over there.
Yep. So you concentrate all of the blast back in on them, and this is where I was going with that luck roll that Mate did. So I think that doing that is going to give Mate like a +4 bonus on that luck roll he just did.
Nice.
I wanted to see how much damage he did to this container. And with that, I think he completely obliterates the bottom half of that container. And this whole pillar full of like pods and other things starts collapsing in on them. And over the next, I think that it's like 30 seconds of I feel like there's got to be a show or something that did this. Like, somebody knocks something over, and then you just hear it, like, falling and stuff breaking, and then that stuff knocks over more stuff, and the cacophony just gets bigger and bigger for, like...
yeah.
It's like that.
I put it over a shelf in a warehouse.
Yeah, okay, so at this point, anybody who is in, the half of the room that the explosion took place in is going to have to I'm trying to decide how that shield affects this. I guess that shield is going to concentrate the damage in that side of the room as well, but I am going to need a resolve roll from you, Roy, to see if you're able to keep the shield up as this just like building pile of damage stacks up there.
Ooh. Kinda.
Okay, so I think you keep it up for a few seconds, which gives the other people time to retreat. Aveline, you are on board with running away from that?
I am worried about Roy.
Don't worry about Roy.
But what if Roy explodes?
This organic vessel is only a vessel.
Yeah, he's basically a hot dog or a sausage.
I am more than this.
I'm gonna let it shine.
While this explosion is going off, Roy is in the back of the cacophony also shouting, "How much time do I have, Sydney? How much time do I have?"
Yeah, she cannot hear you over all that.
Sydney is so rude.
He's shouting really loud.
Okay. Aveline, what did you have in mind?
If I were to attempt to teleport Roy, would it break his concentration and disrupt the dome?
I think yes, but I think at that point the majority of the momentum has already been ceased, and there's not going to be like a huge explosion. It was not really like an explosion in the first place after the grenade. It was just like stuff falling and falling and falling, and at this point most of the momentum has been lost. So the shield interrupts the momentum, and then you teleport him out. Now, you
I have an idea,
So,
Aveline. Instead of teleporting away, teleport multiple times in one place. It essentially would make both of us have objects pass through us.
Well,
Be like phasing.
that's gonna be really hard for her. Right already,
Okay.
I was going to say, I think the biggest danger here is I don't think you have remote teleportation. Yeah, I just checked. You don't. So
yeah, I would have to go in to get him.
Yes, so you need to teleport in and then touch him. So I love this. I think that I'm just gonna roll 2d6 and
Yeah, do it to it, and I'll have a roll to
There you
see.
8 damage. Aveline, I want you to decide how that 8 damage is split up between you and Roy, so long as some of you get each of it. Each of you get some of it.
I want Roy to take 2 of it, and I take the rest. And
What the hell?
I basically, I say that because I was more, I was more focused on getting Roy out than I was with getting myself out. And because he was shouting at Sydney the whole time, I want to put him in the observation room if I can.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
That's right.
We're going to switch back to the other group in a second.
When you appear, right before we switch, Roy says, "What are you doing? I am not some princess in the castle of one of your video games."
Because they're still doing that this far in the future.
At this
He
point,
plays video games. That's canon.
Yeah, man.
Aveline, I need you to come up with a tier 2 consequence that you take because of that damage, so a moderate consequence. Kevin, we're going to switch back to your group.
Okay. All right.
Just
I'm
now.
ready to go.
Okay. So Aveline, what moderate consequence do you get because of that?
Because it was a bunch of explosions, I think one of my legs is malfunctioning. I don't know if it's broken off completely, but it's fucked.
No, you know what? Here's what I think. Because the majority of it was all of this lab equipment falling down and then slamming against the floor and then debris flying everywhere. I think
You roll an ankle.
I think that, well, she doesn't have ankles.
Oh, right.
I think that a shard of metal, no, let's go one step better. A long screw goes flying out of this machine as it's collapsing and flew into one of your legs. So it's, there is a foreign screw in there somewhere. It just like lodged in there, and it's blocking some piece of machinery, so the leg can't move right. But you don't know where it is. So, yeah, I'm gonna give you. How about can we give you the tier 2 consequence? Lame robo leg.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
That's great.
Lame robo leg. All right. So Ruda and Emil,
Right, I'm not.
shit is you can tell that shit is going down in the other room. I don't think you know what that shit is yet. Ruda, at this point, this big dude has you like football pressed up against the door to the elevator and is slamming his fist into you. It looks like what he's trying to do is bash the elevator door open and then push you down the elevator shaft. You are in tight quarters, so the size of either your sword or your flamethrower, in either case, the size is going to act against you here. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to like push him back and move a little bit over here.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll acrobatics, and you get a free +2 on that, so that's a 15. Let me go ahead and roll. Okay. Yep.
Nice.
You nicely tumble over him.
While I tumble over him, I'm going to push him into the door.
Yeah. Here's what I will allow you. Because you rolled so much higher than him, because you rolled a 15 versus his 9. Do we want to say? Here's what I will allow you. There is a way this goes, where he slams. You time it so that you go over him just as he's about to do a big heavy punch into you, and his punch collides with the elevator door instead. And with all the momentum of his power armor, he just slams through the door and falls all the way down the elevator shaft.
Yep, that's exactly what Ruder was going for.
Yep. I think that's what happens. I think that's the way it feels like this should go.
Bye
Bye.
Yeah, so that guy has just is completely gone.
Ruder turns to the Tickler and he's like, "Tickler, did you see that?"
Yeah, and I think that as you say that, the Tickler has one of these guards has a. Okay, yeah. One of these guards has one leg held in one beefy Tickler arm, and one of his arms held in the other beefy Tickler arm, and then it has 2 tendrils stabbed through him, parallel to each other, in parallel to the arms, and he goes, "No, actually, I missed it, but check this out." And then I think he pulls his arms apart at the same time that he pulls the tentacles apart, and does rip this man in half.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So on my angle, I'm thinking about running down this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know something is going on over here, but I want to get in. I'm a sniper. I want to get in from the side.
Okay.
I don't know how far I can go.
You can.
I know it is this direction.
Yeah, since you are focusing on just the movement, let me go ahead and do.
All right, I'll get to there at the end of this.
Hold on. So I'm gonna say with just based on pacing, if you roll a decent acrobatics roll, I'll say you get into the room at the end.
Okay. Not a 3, not a 3, not a 3.
No, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, so with that, I think you come out in the doorway here, and you're going to see a pretty...
On my last... Because we did a fair amount with you.
Yeah. You've got plenty...
Why don't I'm just going to round the corner, see the CEO, trying to wrap the tentacles around Hikamaru's sword, and just shoot him in the face.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, I have drawn in the 2 halves of this man who just got ripped in half.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a shoot roll. Are you doing a regular bullet or
No, this is a regular bullet.
Okay, perfect.
Because I shot both of my... Oh, nice. I like that. Because I shot my I shot my laser round and I haven't reloaded it.
Okay, yeah. Oh man, there's so much stuff happening in the chat.
Yeah, we're having a good time while we wait.
Okay, so yeah, he. Let's see, 9 + 5 armor piercing. It's armor piercing, so he's not going to get much of a defense against it.
Jesus Christ. What was that? What is that from?
Yeah, what show is that?
Oh, that's an anime called Blood Sea, and yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I've heard
it's
of it.
yeah, it's something. I was gonna go for like Elfenlied, but also hyper violent and fits the same thing.
Yeah, so I think
Shit, I walked away for a minute. Who got ripped in half?
one of the guard.
Yeah, Tickler's having a good time.
Oh, okay. The ticker did it.
Yeah.
So unless you want to spend a fate point for something, wait, hold on. You rolled a 6 + 3. Oh, okay, and he rolled a 9 + 3.
Oh shit, Emil, how'd you get in here?
So he hears you as you come sliding into the room, and then fire your rifle at him. And he has enough time to pull up one of his tentacles and kind of deflect the bullet with it. Do you want to? I mean, he does not do that during the speed of a bullet. He does that as he sees you coming around the corner with a big gun. He holds up a tentacle for that purpose.
I don't think I have any actions left.
Well, no, I was saying you could. You have 2 fate points left. You could do 1 fate point to try to force him to re-roll, and then a 2nd fate point to try to augment your own roll.
I'll spend a fate point to have him re-roll. How many fate points do I have left?
2.
I'll spend both. I'll spend both. I could roll lower. I'll just spend 1 fate point to have him re-roll.
Okay. So let's go ahead and spend. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, advantageous.
Ooh, yeah. That's very good. Okay, so you have beaten him with 2 regular shifts and 5 armor piercing shift. So 7 shifts of damage against this guy. Yeah, that's pretty substantial. Let's go ahead and say there. Oh, and all of these guys are dead. Just gonna. Okay. So I think we're going to go back to the Mr. Gold situation in just a second. Emil, do you want to take a turn to try to clean up the trash here?
Emil?
Oh, Ruda. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And by trash, you mean these trashy guards?
Yeah, are you gonna do your flamethrower, which would hit the tickler, or are you gonna go in with your sword?
I think I'm going to go in with my sword, but if I go in with my sword, I have to target one of them.
I'm just gonna have you roll against the crowd of them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's fucking meat cleave this shit.
Yeah.
Alright, rolling.
Okay.
Shit. I can re-roll her a +2 with the melee, right?
9 is not terrible.
So I have 11.
Yeah.
11.
So right away, You have the sword aspect huge, which I think would be helpful against fighting a crowd, and that's persistent, so you don't need to spend any points to invoke it. And then you have both your Fibro Weave arm, which you can invoke for free, and I thought you had an augment that you could use once per battle for free.
Oh yeah, Slayer.
Once per scene, you can receive a +3 bonus on one melee attack, and let's look at Slayer. Each time you hit a target with a weapon bearing the huge, but fail to force your foe to suffer a consequence, you can spend a fate point to automatically add +3. Okay, so you've got +2 from your arm, and +3 from your rocket-propelled arm. Do you want to spend any fate points to just really knock this out of the park?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a fate point to do another, what, +3?
Okay, and let's call that, okay, yeah. So, yeah, you're going to, just utterly eviscerate them. They're focused on the tickler, and I think that they get just a second to turn as you close in on them, and you are like, your movements are akin to that of a food processor.
Jesus.
Okay, so now we are going back to this room. This room has Emil, Shakamaru, Roy, Aveline, Mr. Gold, and Dr. Sydney. Oh yeah, very good.
Oh shit.
So here's the real rub. I think that when Mr. Gold raised an arm to deflect Emil's shot, he gave Shakamaru just a little bit of leeway, and Shakamaru was able to cut away the arms, jump back, and is going to make a lunge attack at Mr. Gold. So, you know what? I'm just going to roll a 2d6 to determine the amount of success. Okay. Yes. So, I think he does 5 points of damage to Mr. Gold, who is, like, hemorrhaging, gray goo at this point. And then as he slips to the other side of him after his, cool samurai Iaido move, he's then going to kick Mr. Gold in the back and knock him towards Aveline and Roy as a kind of, trip hazard. And then he's going to turn towards Dr. Sydney and lunge at her. Aveline or Roy, what do you do?
I want to do use my acrobatic skill to dodge around the oncoming Mr. Gold and use segmented coherence to wrap around the hilt of Yakamaru's blade.
Very good. Awesome. Okay, so give me an acrobatics roll.
Alright. Where is it? Up here.
Okay, 12. 12 is definitely good enough. As he's stumbling towards you from the kick, you slide under him and immediately whip out your laser sword thing and wrap the blade around the hilt of Kakamaru's sword, and you pull him up short and probably cause him to stumble. At this point, this little chunk in the back of the room is a computer, and Dr. Sydney is curled up with her arms over her head in front of the computer. Aveline, you can either finish Mr. Gold here or intervene with Roy and or Yakamaru.
Finish Mr. Gold.
And take down the corporate CEO.
Well, he's being shoved towards me. Is he regaining his momentum at all, or is he just full on tripping?
Yeah, I think
he's
he's regaining it. He's trying to turn around and head after Kakamaru.
One second. I'm looking for something. So, Aveline readies her sword, but when she sees that he is intending to turn around, she wants to pouncing teleport and come, like, on him. Just like before he can turn around, she's behind him and slashing.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay, I think the pouncing teleport gives you just a straight +2, and you can, I mean, I'll check the wording on it, but go ahead and give me a regular weapon roll. Oh my god.
Wow, okay.
Are you,
Hot damn.
hold on. I want to look at your Spirit Charged attack ability. Charge slash, you get a +3 bonus. Full charge slash, you get a +5 bonus. Do you want to use a charge slash and or full charge slash?
Am I allowed to do that, a pouncing teleport?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a full charge slash.
Okay. That's going to put you up to a 17, and with pouncing teleport, he doesn't get to roll a skill roll, and with armor piercing, you ignore his physical armor, so it's just like a straight 17 shifts of success.
So this guy is just goo on the ground at this point.
I mean, he was already mostly goo at this point, but yeah, I think you you teleport behind him and do a kind of like rolling upward cut where you cut him from like hip to shoulder, and there is a burst, a like explosion of blue energy that comes out of your sword as you do so. 1 second. I like it. Yeah, in very true like anime style, his body is gone, and you just get 2 anime blood splatters against the wall, except they're great goo splatters. And now, Emil, you don't know what's going on in this room. You know that Yakamaru is trying to reach this woman who is curled up on the floor, and Roy has grappled his weapon. Do you want to intervene?
What do I do?
I mean, I think it's totally reasonable to not intervene and say, like, this isn't your
But I do recognize the lady, right?
No, I don't think you've ever seen Dr. Sydney before.
Oh, right. In which case, I ask Aveline, what do I do?
I mean, you see a guy trying to kill somebody, and another guy trying to stop her from being
For what
killed.
it's worth, this is like a war zone.
I know Kakamaru, yeah. But I know Roy better. Do I shoot Kakamaru?
Aveline, what do you say when he asks?
I want to tell Emil to prevent Kakamaru from attacking Dr. Sydney if he has to, but not to kill Yakamaru if he... also doesn't have to.
Okay.
I did the slow-mo thing like the guy in Jurassic
I'm
Park.
just going to run and Hyakamaru and just put my body in the way and go, nah!
One thing you remember is that Hyakamaru is fully sleeved. He does not have any meat to his body. It's all robotics parts, if that affects your decision at all.
Yeah. No, that does affect my decision.
Yeah, as long as you don't...
I could just... So you're saying I could just, like, one sniper rifle round through both of his arms, and we'll just have to put him back together.
Yeah.
But if I miss, I kill him.
No, the only way you can, like, long-term kill him is if you hit the chip in the back of his head that holds his mnemonic data.
So if I miss, I could kill him.
It's a very small chance. Sleeved people are very hard to, like, long-term kill. You could damage his body in such a way that he needs to buy a new body before he can do anything.
Alright, well, okay. In that case, I'm pointing my gun at Hyakamaru and I'm like trembling. And I'm like, Hyakamaru, stand down! And I wait.
It's the fucking pull the trigger Piglet scene.
Don't make me do it!
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
It's not a gift.
I know. But someone could have gifted.
So,
right.
The reason... Okay, so I think that with all this,
but what does Hyakamaru do? Does he react in any way?
Yeah, so I think with all of this, Hyakamaru is going to look at the splattered Mr. Gold on the wall, look at how fiercely Roy is trying to stop him from getting to Dr. Sydney, and,
I give him...
I
give
think,
him...
So I think
if he doesn't stand down in like 10 seconds, I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. Yeah, I think he lets out a long sigh and he releases his grip on his sword. So his sword, which is still tangled up in Roy's laser sword, clangs to the ground, and he takes a step backwards and breathes out a long sigh. I want to check something. Okay, Roy and Emil, both of you guys roll an intuition roll.
Okay.
This is checking your character's reflex speed, but that seems like the most appropriate skill.
Reflex?
Yes, you're checking your character's reflex speed.
You wouldn't think that's acrobatics?
Not in this case.
Okay. Hey, I have a 1 in intuition, by the way.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Who does
Something
Emil?
in roll 20 is broken.
That's the roll of the day.
Okay.
Hell yeah, Bill.
So, Roy, or Hyakamaru sighs and drops his sword, and then, I think he does a, like, fine, and, as he's turning away, you, see him, like, very much like in Overwatch, Genji, you see a slot start to open up in his forearm, and and I think with those great intuition rolls, you guys are both able to do something. So Emil had already established that he was shooting, so I think he shoots and just obliterates the forearm, the offending forearm.
Well, I didn't do great on my shoot.
That's good enough. You did really good on your intuition, and it was a prepared action.
Okay.
Roy pulls out his machine pistol and shoots at all of his limbs.
Okay, that's okay. I was going to ask what your response was. Okay.
He shouts something like, "You're making me do this!"
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so he is. We're going full Monty Python at this point. This is the Black Knight lying on the ground with no limbs left.
Yes.
And I think he starts just like bellowing in rage and is shouting at you now, Roy, to finish her and not let her get away with what she did to us. And
I'm gonna go sit next to him, and I'm going to put an arm on. He's just like he's just got stumps, right?
Yeah.
Just
I'm
a
gonna put an
yodeling
arm on
potato.
him. I'm gonna say, "What hurt?"
That is a very long. This dude's therapy sessions run long. His therapy sessions run overtime every time. Okay.
Roy's eyes are locked on Sydney right now.
Okay.
Oh, can I actually do something again?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Hikamaru up.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to carry Hikamaru over to Aveline, and I'm going to say, maybe we should teleport him. If it's not a burden upon you, maybe we should teleport him to a safe location.
He broken.
Yeah, Aveline's gonna grab Hyakamaru and she's gonna teleport back down to the bottom portion of the room and lay him in the bed.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna take him back to like the. Okay.
I'm safer with Nate and Anwar.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, if I knew we were just gonna put, and I'm saying this out loud. If I knew we were taking him there, I just would have thrown him through the triangle, pushing the window.
Emil,
Here you go, mate.
he's yelling in rage. Perhaps we should be a little more gentle.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Roy, as all of this is happening, yeah, I think that as all of that happens and Hyakamaru is delimbed, you hear Dr. Sydney let out a long sigh and her eyes roll back in her head and she falls to the floor unconscious. She has fainted.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You brought this on yourself.
Roy doesn't say that. Roy just does the typical anime. As a reaction to that. And picks her up and throws her over his shoulder. Says, well, I guess we need to get back to the ship now.
Okay, so Roy has accomplished his goal, but Aveline, you have not accomplished your goal of finding out what happened to Darach and Ire's, like, true selves.
Okay, yeah. I think that my statement should be amended. Should be like, okay, well, I guess I need to get back to the ship now. And it's kind of just like, Roy, that's not why we were here.
So there was a computer on this table at the side of the room. The table is now rubble, and the terminal still exists. The screen is busted.
Could Mate dive into it?
I think so. I would allow that.
Isn't there a computer right here?
Oh, there is a big computer right there. Yes.
That's not damaged? Yeah.
Yes, there is. Okay. So where do you guys want to go from here? How are you going to go about finding?
Well, I think that there would be some sort of conversation. I mean, these guys back here are dead, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay. I mean, there needs to be some sort of conversation with the group where it's like, okay, we still have this section of this place that's uncharted, but look at what we've got here. We just fought a bunch of fucking clones of the kings.
is
We know.
is Dr. Sydney like out?
I mean, like
She's
Roy?
unconscious.
Like if I slap her a couple of times, will she wake up?
I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that you not, mostly because if Dr. Sydney wakes up, then I need to have a long monologue or a long dialogue with Roy about his past, and I do not have that prepared, and also it would be a big just pacing issue.
Gotcha.
So we wait for exposition till next week. Okay.
Is there at least still a computer that's operational in this room that Aveline can hack and try to find out where the real Ire is?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so do you want to go to the big computer in the upper floor, or do you want to work with Nate to try to hack into the computer on the ground floor?
I want to work with Nate.
Okay.
Cool beans.
All right, so Mate, I've always kind of pictured this as like you just stick out your index finger and oh shit, is this a scene in The Fifth Element? At the beginning of The Fifth Element, the robot thingy comes over and it sticks out his index finger and like a key comes out of it.
Yeah, that happens, and it opens like a big pyramid wall.
Yeah, it's like that, except it's a USB drive that comes out, and you like poke it into the USB slot and start remoting into the computer. Now, Aveline's not going to be able to see what you're seeing on the inside of the computer, Mate, but you do have this big like LED display on your face. Do you want to kind of do like use your face as a old school monitor?
Yeah, I'm just copying the image over to my screen. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm still in the room with Roy, but I look through the like transparent steel at you, and I just see you doing that with your face, and I'm like, what? I'm confused. Are you Nova?
While they're doing that, Roy is looking at the computer here, but he's not actually doing what the party is trying to do. He's just looking for a clear route out of here and trying to make sure the elevator is in working order.
Yeah, I think that I didn't address this earlier. This is kind of a plot hole because I had a guy fall down an elevator shaft when you guys had left the elevator on the bottom floor. I think that
that's because the elevator was up. It went back up.
Yeah,
so
it went back up for the unknowing secretary at the top floor.
There are more floors below.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a plot hole.
So I do think that the elevator was sent back up. So the elevator is working. There also is a stairwell. You just need to I mean, you would just need to walk up like 50 flights of stairs.
I mean, the mag platform could accomplish that easily, but I don't think the whole party, especially Mr. No Arms, No Legs. I don't think that would work.
Can we tie Mr. No Arms, No Legs to my back?
Oh yeah, go full C-3PO?
Yeah, go full C-3PO, but like aim his mouth like away from me because I don't want him biting me. I feel like he would do that.
Yeah, and he does have. We did establish he has metallic teeth and he has two big vampire fangs, and also much like Emil, he drinks like poisonous liquids on a regular basis because he has venom glands installed, and he uses the poison that he drinks to refill his venom glands.
All right,
this is a good choice.
I want you to tie him to my back, and the whole time we're like running up the elevator, I'm going to be like talking to him, and it's probably going to come across like I'm taunting him, but I'm very sincerely trying to help him.
Okay, very good. Okay. Aveline. Mate, can you give me a software roll?
Yep, 1 sec.
Okay. Not your strongest.
Yeah, definitely not, considering I have a decent... Yeah, I want to re-roll that. Can I, Let me see.
I actually think it's more appropriate if Aveline gives you a boost.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, can I give him a boost? I can also hack.
Yeah, and you guys have a relationship aspect, right? At least an informal one.
Yeah, we're definitely besties.
Besties? Okay.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and we're gonna spend a fate point for you. That dumps you down to 6. And oh, you actually had to spend one earlier too. Mate, go ahead and redo that roll.
Yeah, we're really good friends.
That's more like it, mate. Why didn't you just do that the first time?
Damn, different internet protocols, couldn't remember which one it was, so...
Yeah. Okay, so... you check the computer, and, let me go ahead and, I'm just gonna reveal the whole lower floor. So, reveal area... Come on. Oh my god. Ah! I can do this. I did it. Okay. So, yeah, so you check the computer system and, I think this is a lower security, lower floor security room. This is a faculty lounge, and up here we have we have 2 labs. One contains you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just say you find evidence that the guys you're looking for are in this rightmost room up here. Do you guys want to run on over there?
Yes.
Roy, are you going to tag along?
Yeah, Roy's satisfied that there is an escape route that's been established.
Is everybody so Ruda, you get the tickler to agree to a rematch with you, and you guys are having a good time bonding. Do you want to tag along with the rest of the group or keep hanging out with the tickler?
Yeah, no, the tickler and Ruda are gonna join the group.
Okay, cool.
We were just kind of waiting.
The whole lot of you
after chopping everybody in half in the hallway.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Like bros do.
How does everybody feel about the tickler? Because the tickler definitely looks like the tickler's been modified in the same way that the weird guys were. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How does everybody feel about it?
We're leaving Hyakamaru behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys want to come back for him, or do you want to haul him along?
Well, we tied him to my back. I was not joking about that.
Okay. I don't imagine Emil being just the most beefcakey of the party.
Oh no, it definitely was the wrong choice, but it's hilarious.
I do enjoy the mental image of it. Okay.
I assume I have his sword right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, the lot of you head up here. So you find 3 major things in this room. I'm not gonna ruin our pacing, especially because it's so late in the day, by drawing these things in. But up here, you have a server bay with I mean, it's just a wall of servers and stuff. On the right side of the room, you have what looks like very similar to a morgue with a lot of like
cadavers.
I'm imagining somewhere between a morgue and a capsule hotel. It has a lot of ports into the wall, and if you walk up to them, they each have a window looking into them, and you can look through the window and see the inhabitants inside. Each one has a sleeping individual inside, and they have. Oh, and there's also a computer screen that can pull up data on them. Probably the more alarming thing is this left room, which has it has some kind of biological pseudo-humanoid being spread out on a table. A couple more beings like that on shelves on the wall. It appears to be dead. There is a computer for taking notes and several both autopsy equipment and equipment for running different scientific tests. And Okay. Mate. Roll intuition. Do you want to re-roll that?
Yeah, I don't know what thematically would make sense that Mate would try to be more intuitive a second time.
You can. So this is actually going to relate back to your. I think that you can. You can invoke your culture here, your culture of the network.
Okay.
So that can be what you invoke, and then that's going to dump you down to 3 fate points, and yeah, go ahead and re-roll that.
Oh,
damn.
Jesus.
Damn,
Can
Shit, man.
Can I aid? I'm not very good at intuition, though.
No, Ruda's not the person to aid.
No, dumb as a brick.
What is
Emil, I think that you probably would be the next person who can get this. You investigate the room, and the creature that you see on this bed, it has a lot of biological similarities to the decomposing creatures that you saw in the
So what am I trying to do? We have never used education yet. This feels like a
it's a memory roll.
Yeah, wouldn't that be education? I mean, education is the
I would
closest
allow
to that.
education.
I think education is way
Go for
better
it.
than intuition in that.
Well,
because we don't have a memory roll.
In Mate's case, it was absolutely intuition.
Ah, okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn. I mean, it's better than Mate, but
Mate, I'm gonna need you to spend another fate point, and then I'll just call it a success. But the expense here is that trying to you feel something, you feel like a tickle in the back of your head, and trying to get your brain to click this last part into place hurts you. Your brain doesn't want to cooperate here.
Oh, it literally is fighting back against it.
Yeah, so I think you're going to get a permanent moderate consequence.
Damn, just from trying to remember? Okay.
Remember so hard. Upgrade your brain.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be.
One day, it may matter.
It'll take you a while to get over this. I think this is going to be. Okay, mate. Here's what I'm gonna say, because I can't do this to you without it being your choice. Your intuition tells you that this has something to do with your past, and when you try to think about it, your brain is like sliding away from the thought. It's like there's some kind of protocol in there that you are not aware of that is trying to prevent you from dredging up those memories. So I think that the consequence is going to be injured psyche. If you go forward with this, you're going to have to bypass something that is like built into your mental operating system. That is there's going to be some like fractures and ramifications of that. But
can we canon that it's the Trojan that I put in, mate? That's fucking with his recollection.
I think that ends up being the element that complicates it.
Okay. Yeah, I think in that case, mate unknowingly would still try to push through, even with the newer sensation of that type of pain, because something just doesn't click, and that doesn't make sense to mate.
Okay, mate, the thing ahead of you is a let me go ahead and grab some kind of creature to put down here. Sprites, creatures. Yep. Okay. I'll just grab something. Mate, the creature on the table in front of you is a progenitor. It is the same kind of thing. You know now it was the same kind of thing that was in that that time-locked stasis chamber thing that you guys went to with the veiled woman. But this one is fully intact, whereas all of the ones in there were decomposed and like mummified. Yeah, this is a progenitor.
Oh shit.
Should we leave it here for tonight?
Yeah, I think it's actually much more thematically impactful if we stop right there.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think so. I agree, and I think that I think it is you finding the progenitor. Roy has Dr. Sydney, and
Kakamaru has no limbs.
Kakamaru has no limbs, and Aveline, as you are frantically checking windows, you have just found the two windows that correspond to Darach and Ire and both of them have individuals inside of them, and on the monitor next to them, both of them have positive vital signs.
Oh shit.
God.
Yep.
We can restore Bucchinia.
Hopefully. I mean, right now it's under siege, but yeah.
Bucchinia is under siege.
Yeah, that's all right. That's
Oh,
heavy.
my cat didn't like that joke. Sorry,
Did you
Malik.
say Bucchinia is under siege? Yeah.
Yes.
I liked it. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay.
that was a
Oh,
lot.
shit.
Okay. Let's
Don't mess with Ruda or the Tickler. They'll just tear you apart.
I'm
apparently.
sorry. So we
So
we
I
are going
literally
to wrap
walked
up this
away.
game.
I walked away at one point and then came back to the game, and all these people were ripped apart.
Yeah.
That was my
I
experience.
do want you to know that Lindsay
Ooh.
just hurled our cat face first into the table.
And then he did a backflip. It was hilarious.
I think she did.
Yeah.
Her denials.
And you kind of went to put him down, and he kicked.
Yeah.
So basically, like
He just launched himself face first into the table. Okay. Guys, this was a very good game. So our next game is going to be like the epilogue of this chapter, and we're probably going to go into the galactic interludes in the second half of that game.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. I've been waiting.
Yep. And because the rule is only that you can't play the same character 2 interludes in a row, you will be able to play Mendenshire again.
Oh, well, you know what's happening next game.
Okay, so that's something to look forward to. All right, this game was a lot, but I think it was very fun. So
that was aces. Y'all held it together.
Yeah, it was a lot of
That was
fun,
great.
guys. Many thanks.
All
All right,
right,
y'all.
night everyone.
Y'all have a great
bye.
week.
Yeah.
I'll see
Catch y'all
you.
next week.
Guys,
Good night.
See
have
ya.
a great week.
Peace.